Now, when I see a root 8, I know it can be factored and maybe simplified a little bit more. So I'm going to take this off to the side, and then I'm going to take my 8 and I'm going to factor it. So really, that's 2 times 2 times 2 is root 8. Everybody with me? Mm-hmm. And since I got a pair of 2's, this is 2 root 2. Because for every pair, I can take one out of the radical. Because what is the square root of 4? 2, so I can pull him out of the radical, okay? And when you have a square root, you need pairs to get one out. When you have a cube root, you need triplets to get one out, okay? And we're going to do some of those next. So this is the same as 2 root 2. Well, if I replace this with 2 root 2, I get 10 over 14 root 2. Who does not understand that? Now I can take the whole number part and stick it in my calculator and get 5 over 7 root 2. You just reduce 10 14ths, you get 5 7. If you don't know you've done the right thing, put in the original equation, 10 over 7 root 8, and then put in 5 over 7 root 2, and you should get the same ugly decimal, so you know that you haven't messed up. All right? You should get the same ugly decimal. He put it in the calculator. He didn't get the same decimal because he put 10 divided by 7 root 8. And you cannot do that without putting this in parentheses.
Yeah.
If you don't put it in parentheses, it will give you the wrong answer. Okay?
Divided by 7.
All right, we're not finished. We've got it simplified, but there's still a radical in the basement. You cannot have radicals in the basement. Okay? So you have to multiply upstairs and down by that radical. You don't have to worry about the 7, just the radical. And upstairs you get 5 root 2. And downstairs these turn into a 2 so because 14. Radical times a radical is the number. So it's 14. And you do that. So when I see a radical over a radical, if they both have common factors, I can put them all under the same radical and put this in my calculator, and this would be 2 over 3. Everybody put 40 over 60 in your calculator, and you should get 2/3. And then you can give them each their own radical. Now I got to get the radical out of the basement. So upstairs I get root 6, and downstairs I get a 3. And if you think you didn't get the right answer, put that in your calculator and that in your calculator. You should get the same ugly decimal. Numbers are very racist. They don't mix with anybody that's not like them. So when you multiply a radical and a plain number, you just gunk them together, but you do not multiply them.
You need to make like a t-shirt.
So here I factored the 200, and I got that it's 3 2's and 2 5's. And I've got to multiply something to get that 200 out of the radical, to get rid of the radical. So I'm going to multiply. I'm going to need another 2 and 2 5's, so 50. Since we have a fourth root, we need groups of 4 for every factor. When I factor 200, I get 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. So when I get that, I say, okay, I need one more 2 and 2 more 5's to have a complete set. Okay? So when I think about that, my 200 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 5, right? And I need one more 2 and 2 more 5's. When I get that, do I have a quadruplet of 5's? Yes, I can pull it out. Do I have a quadruplet of 2's? Yes, I can pull that out. What is 2 times 5? 10. So under the hood now you have 4 2's. You have the 3 over on the left and the 1 on the right. And you have 4 5's. You have 2 and 2. So what is the fourth root of 4 2's? It's a 2. What is the fourth root of 4 5's? It's a 5. And that's why the basement turns into a 10.